Hey, yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What's happening with you all? It's your boy Gold Phoenix on the road, and yeah, I'm back moving loads, man. Oh my God, it feels so good to be back on the road. No, it don't feel good to be driving this truck. I don't know if I told y'all yet, but the Peterbilt, I didn't tell y'all about that, but the Peterbilt kind of fell through. I ended up having to get another truck. So I'm driving this Freightliner right now, you know what I'm saying? Detroit thugging out here. I'm pretty sure you guys know by now I'm not the biggest fan of these trucks. I haven't driven one since I went to go get my CDL. You know what I mean? I'm just not really a fan of them. Go on, slow down, let this guy pass. But I'm not really a fan of how they drive. The engine, it sounds nice. It's got good power. It's got more power than my truck. I've definitely noticed that. Mildly louder, but you know, I'll make it work. Name of the game is revenue, and I just need this to generate exactly that, so I'm not tripping too much on it. It's only temporary, but when I get my truck back, I probably, I might have that for, maybe a week or two, if not a month or so, whatever. Depends on when my new truck is going to come in, which is scheduled for sometime in April. But anyway, that is not what I wanted to talk about. Really just discussing what's going on, really. So right now I'm in Missouri. I just left Carthage, Missouri with this load going to Shelbyville, Tennessee. This is about as close as I could get to picking my student back up, which, we'll see how that goes. I haven't really spoke to him in a few days. It's not much is going on, but it's due the 2nd. I'm definitely not going to drive all the way there tonight because I've been up all day waiting to get loaded. So I'm going to probably run to the yard and sleep there, get me something to eat, get a shower type deal. Get up tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon actually, or technically this afternoon, and run this out to Tennessee. From that point, I'll only be about 480 miles, give or take, if I'm guessing that correctly. So it's no big deal. But when I tell you guys, man, I know I keep harping on it. Let me tell you guys why I do not necessarily like Freightliners so much, man. I'm sure you guys can guess. A lot of people love these things because you can get them fixed practically anywhere. Some people have this perception where they're more reliable than anything else. I don't necessarily agree because most of my friends have Freightliners. I have an International, and my truck's been more reliable than all of them. Albeit, I take better care of mine, though, so that does somewhat play a factor into it. I stay up on my preventative maintenance. I do a lot of that stuff early, whereas they don't. Sometimes they'll do it late. Causes issues, but, some of my Freightliner cats, have fifth wheels, brake, and all kinds of weird stuff. Problems that I've never had. My truck is, the main issue with my truck really has been the APU. And even that's under warranty, so I don't stress too much about it. But that ain't even entirely it. I hate the way this thing drives. I don't like the ride. I feel like a bobblehead in here. Some people, have an International. It might be like, yo, it don't ride that much smoother than a Freightliner. I notice it. I definitely notice the difference. My truck is definitely smoother than this one. It's not Peterbilt smooth, but it's smoother than this. On top of the fact that it has tighter tolerances. This truck, the steering, this feels kind of loose. It has a really tight turning circle, I'll give it that. But my truck kind of drives like it's on rails. It just has very compliant, very confident steering capabilities on the highway, even back roads, city road, all that. I could drive that thing with my pinky if I want to. Not saying I have. I'm just saying it can be done. That's all I'm saying. This one, I'm just not as comfortable. Another thing is the way the mirrors are set up. I feel like the mirrors in this truck are bigger blind spots than mine. You know, the way the mirrors in my truck are positioned, the pedestal is lower, the mirrors are taller, but I can see over them. They sit lower. So I can see over them, and then I can see more of what's beside me. And then the pedestals on the hood are taller. Albeit the ones on this truck are breakaway, so if someone were to hit them, those hood mirrors would just fold in. My truck, they'll break off, which is terrible design on Navistar's part. But, you know, and then, you know, you have this E-Coast feature, which I know is supposed to save fuel. I don't know if you see it just right back up. This truck will E-Coast way more than mine ever did. Way more. But at the end of the day, it's just all stuff to get used to. I'm not tripping too hard on it. I can see why some people like them. You know, the cab is larger than it is in my truck. I do like that. I'm not a fan of the switches in here. I think mine are just easier, or maybe I'm just used to it. I do like the stalks on the side of the wheel, like for the transmission and the turn signal. These are real, like, big, in your face. You know, and they have a real sturdy feel to them compared to my truck. They're kind of dainty, but other than that, I mean, it's just different. And I miss my LED headlights on top of that. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. I just need this thing to make money. Right now, I'm deep in the hole. I need to get out, and I'll make it work. But for the time being, I mean, it looks like this is what I'm going to be rolling in for the foreseeable future. I was excited when they lent me the Peterbilt originally, even though it was a mid-roof. I just like the way Peterbilts drive, aside from the fact you need 40 acres and a mule to turn them things. But, you know, I was enjoying it while I had it. The problem was, I went to leave and it broke down. And then it had to go to the dealership. The dealer told me it was going to be there for a couple weeks. I don't have that kind of time. I needed to get moving. I've been burning a bunch of money on food. I've been burning a bunch of money on hotel rooms. You know, and, you know, I haven't worked in weeks. This is my first load in several weeks. And it feels good to feel that weight behind me, be back on the highway. You know, especially after everything that happened. I needed the break, don't get me wrong, but it's been stressful in its own way, you know what I mean? I'm just glad to be back in my element. All that being said, I cannot wait for my new truck to come in. Could come sooner, could come later, but, you know, the way it was set up, it was meant to be here by April, mid-April. So we'll see. I told you guys about that one. I want to be back in comfort. I don't have my refrigerator with me. I don't have much of anything with me. It's just the essentials. And I still forgot other stuff that I needed. So plan is once I get my student, I'm probably going to route down to Florida to where my truck is. Go grab some more stuff off, grab a couple load locks, that kind of deal. Just grab more of the essential items. Alright, bro. I keep it on the road now. Anyway, just grab more of my essential items and then run this thing for however long I need to. I ain't tripping too hard on it, but, you know, things happen. Adapt and adjust, that's all I can say. It's been a rocky road the past few weeks, but, you know, like I always say, man, Most High ain't never put me through nothing I couldn't come out on top of, you know what I mean? I'm gonna conquer whatever challenge comes my way, and I'm gonna do it with grace. And I hope all of you have the same confidence in yourself. You know, even if you don't, I hope you develop it. Oh, yep, see, that's another thing I hate. I ain't even make it all the way up the hill. It just dropped in the Ecos to cruise up. We're going down a slight hill now, so it's going to regain that speed, but there was somebody behind me. That's just a disrespectful feature in my mind. But I'm also getting 9 MPG, so like I said, you win some, you lose some. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I ain't got, you know, I got like, what, 60-something miles to get to where I'm going. for the night. So anyway, as I always tell you guys, be happy, stay blessed. Don't be afraid to make drastic changes in your life. It might end up being the best decision you've ever made. You're coming up on the tail end of winter. Let's end this season strong. Be safe. Make smart decisions. Make the safe choices. We all got somebody at home waiting for us. We all got somebody who wants us to get there in one piece. Let's not disappoint them. I am Gold Phoenix, and I'm out.